Welcome back to Running Free with JH. Today I want to talk about negative splits, what they're for and how we do them. Negative splits are basic ways of actually getting faster without really trying, is how I tell people. So most people's thoughts when they run are just to go as hard as they can and just hold on for dear life. And that's their strategy in a race, in a workout, just to go with friends, whatever. Now, that's not a good way of actually doing a workout at all when it comes to running. What's going to happen is when you start running and you are going forward and you're 5-10 minutes in, what's going to happen is now lactic acid is building up in your muscles. Remember, your muscles are using oxygen, you're pouring it on, right? And now lactic acid is what's being the byproduct of what happens to your muscles when they use up the oxygen and you're using the muscles and you're working. Lactic acid builds up. The faster you go, the quicker that lactic acid builds up. So if you go too fast in the beginning, that lactic acid is going to build up way too fast. Now, in order to avoid that, we do things that we call negative splits. Most people do negative splits in races where they take a 5K, right? 3-mile race, 3.1, where they run the first mile, second mile, and third mile. And people break it up to 3 points. I'll run the first mile the slowest, and I'll pick it up the second mile, and then I'll go the fastest the last mile. Now, most non-runners or people who are just getting into running think I should hold the first mile, go slow the second mile, then go very fast the third mile. The problem with that tactic is you've already wasted so much of your stores of your glucogen, your glycose, all those stores of your muscles already been used up so much in the first mile that now you're draining on empty stores in the second mile or very little, that when you go to the third mile, you have nothing left. And that's why your legs feel heavy, your arms feel heavy, and you start doing one of these things where you hunch over. So in order to not have that happen, we take the race, whether it's a 3-mile, 6-mile, 10-mile, whatever it is, break it into 3 stages. So you do the first stage and you do it the slowest. And then you gradually pick up the second phase where we'll use 3 miles as an example. So say we're doing an 8-minute-mile pace, right? And you want to do 8, 8, and 8. But you actually can run that last 8 faster without even realizing it. What you're going to do is you run the first 8 at, say, 8:15, right? And so you're running 8:15, right? You're going. And then you pick it up the second mile, you'll pick it up to going 7:55. It's a little faster than the 8, but not too much where you're actually feeling, oh my God, I'm gonna die. But it's not too slow where you're actually picking up from the actual 8. So you ran 8:15, now you're doing the 7:55, and now you're at roughly an average of an 8-10 mile, right? Give or take. So now if you put them together, it's 8-10 mile. You're still slower than normal. Now you can come home with the last mile being a 7:45 or a 7:40 without even trying, because you've actually saved some energy for the last mile. So you break it up, you're going slow, faster, and then fastest. And like we said in the last video, the last 5 minutes, the last 3 minutes, the last quarter mile, you're just bold and sprinting. And before you know it, you're under your pace of doing 8 and 8 and 8 like you normally would, a lot faster. But all you're doing differently is doing negative splits, right? Now, this also can be done for workouts. It can also be done for races. It can be done for everything you want. The basic key behind this is think of too fast, you can't finish. It's the basic key. So remember, we'll just recap real quick. Negative splits is basically running negatively and then getting faster and faster as the race or workout goes on. So that way you can give your best effort at the last part of the workout / race than in the beginning, instead of holding on at the end. If you have any more questions on how this breaks down, or if you need me to actually go over this in more detail, please comment below or email me at runningwithjh@gmail.com. Look forward to hearing from you, and have a great day.